From the campus of Arlington High School, welcome to ACMi Sports and our production of Arlington Girls Varsity Basketball. Tonight, we have your Arlington Spy Ponders squaring off against the Wilmington Wildcats in what looks like a very important game for these Spy Ponders. My partner is Scott Zwick. I'm Rob Anthony. And Scott, what do we have in store for us tonight?
We have a big game. It's as simple as that. This is a big game. As we told you before in the previous broadcast, 500 is the mark to make the playoffs in the MIAA. And the Spy Ponders right now stand at a mark of 4-6. They come into the game loses of two of the last three. They beat Winchester, and then they lost to Woburn and Belmont, and actually three of the last four, and then lost a tough one to an undefeated Wakefield team. So they're looking to bounce back, get a little bit more towards that 500 mark. Problem is they're facing a Wilmington team that's kind of in the same boat, only the opposite. They come in with a 7-4 mark, so they've got a little bit of cushion behind them. This is a big game for both clubs. Let's go.
And Scott, we've talked about this before, and we talked to Coach Amanda Mortellette before the game, and the last couple games, and particularly against Wakefield, the culprit was cold shooting early. Team made pushes to win the game, but couldn't overcome the early deficit caused by missed baskets. You've talked before about the role of confidence in shooting before. How do you see the role of shooting in a game like today?
Confidence is key in shooting the basketball, but the way to get confidence is get experience. And with four freshmen on your roster, the confidence is going to be hard to get because they don't have experience coming in. But the beauty of that is, as the season progresses and matriculates, those freshmen and underclassmen gain experience, which gives you the chance to gain some confidence. So hopefully now they've played several games in conference, and hopefully with that experience we'll gain some confidence.
So you talk about four freshmen, Scott. We have something to report tonight, which is that rising star Diana Wicks will not be in the lineup tonight or going forward for the season. She suffered an ACL tear in the game against Woburn. I was talking to her dad, David Wicks, before the game, and certainly devastating for her, certainly devastating for this basketball team. The silver lining, he said, was the outpouring of support from coaches, from players, from the broader community. But how will the loss of Diana Wicks impact this ball club?
The loss impacts the ball club tremendously. We also, the two of us, obviously extend our thoughts to Diana Wicks. Anytime you suffer a season-ending injury, it's a tough process to go through. But the beauty is, as a freshman, to look forward that things are going to be positive in the future. That if you work hard to rehab yourself, you can come back stronger than ever. But for this club moving forward, now it's somebody else's chance to step up, next man up, and in this case, it's going to be specifically Annie Harris. And so it's Annie Harris's time, Annie Harris's chance to make an impact on the club and to get the Spy Ponders pointed in the right direction.
Fantastic. And so we face off against the Wilmington Wildcats, another big team. Coach Mortellette thinks that post defense will be a key tonight. It's not the first big team the Spy Ponders have faced. We've got, once again, speed against size as the matchup.
The speed against size, and what we've seen all season long with the Spy Ponders is that if you face the Spy Ponders and you decide that you're going to force that basketball inside, meaning you're going to go away from your traditional offense to try to get shots into the basket, it's not going to quite work. But if you run your regular offense and let your bigs naturally impact the game, it can be successful. But the Spy Ponders have done well against big teams, especially at home.
Yeah, they've played tough, and their girls are quite physical. So what the PA announcer is talking about right now, Scott, is coaches for Cancer Night. The Middlesex League coaches in girls varsity basketball are supportive with the American Cancer Society And I'm whispering now because parents in front of us are listening to the announcement. But Coach Morlett told me before the game that the link that was posted has generated $1,300 in donations, which is perhaps the biggest win of the evening.
It is the biggest win of the evening, and it's sports showing you a broader scope, an impact on things other than the contest at hand. It shows the best in people, the best in athletics, and the whole conference is involved. It's a great cause, and we are proud to be part of it.
And we both, in fact, donated to the cause tonight. And we are going to move on to the starting lineup. The coach of the Wilmington Wildcats is first-year coach Jessica Robinson. Number 3, Dana Goulet will start at guard. Senior number 5, Elizabeth Gordon will start at guard. Senior number 11, Captain Bella Granara. Number 14, who is a captain as well, Caroline Anderson. And number 34, Morgan Bresnahan will start at center. And for the hometown team, the Arlington Spy Ponders, Ava Conley, number 4, a freshman, will start. She's wearing a knee brace on her left knee. Understand it's a little bit of a tweak. She's okay. Claire Ewan will step up and play guard, number 20, a freshman. Annie Harris moves into the starting lineup for this game. We've seen her play strong this season. She's wearing number 24. Senior captain Ellie Demery, scoring threat for the Spy Ponders, number 14, will start, and rounding out the starting lineup will be Abby Ewan, number 15, a senior. Now we honor America with our national anthem. And let's get ready to play some basketball. Scott and I, as always, are high above the southern sideline in what we refer to as the bird's nest. And it looks like we've got a very nice crowd this evening. Good support for the team. They've been away for about a week and a half and are back home. Going to be important to take advantage of some home cooking tonight.
Spy Ponders have been tough at home. The crowd's support has been spectacular, phenomenal, and outstanding. And hopefully they can feed off that energy of the crowd, get a little pep in their steps, a few extra steals and deflections, and off they go.
So Claire Ewan will jump against Bresnahan, giving it up about 4 or 5 inches to Bresnahan. And the Wildcats control the ball. They will have the first shot at the basket here.
So Spy Ponders come out in man-to-man, and immediately we see what I was talking about. So Wilmington trying to pound the ball inside, thinking they have that mismatch. Teams have not had success too much, especially at home against that. We'll see if that continues.
Well, Wildcats having some trouble getting the ball in bounds. Bresnahan will tee it up. No. Rebound, Claire Ewan. Gets it to Ava Conley, and here we go. Watch the Ponders for the first time.
Spy Ponders rushed a shot. That's kind of been their hallmark of their defense so far. Teams don't really get set up to shoot, and they end up missing the mark.
And Claire Ewan draws contact. She'll go to the line. That was on number 14. Caroline Anderson draws the foul.
You see Claire there, what she did is she dribble drive to the basket, but then when the contact was made, she squared her shoulders, which allowed the official to call a foul right there. Nice job by Claire early.
And she gets the first one to go. 1-0 Ponders, 7:32 to go in the first quarter.
Always good to see that first shot go in for the whole team. It's kind of a mental thing. See the shot go in. 2 there. Now that's a swish. That's a very good early sign for the Spy Ponders. Here comes their trap. It's going to be a soft trap. We're either going to trap over half court. There's the trap. And there's the turnover.
Kicks the ball away, and that's Demery. Demery will look ahead up to Abby. Back to Demery. She will tee up a 3. Just long. Rebound Wildcats.
Wildcats also looked to run it, so it's an up and down affair early here.
Wildcats throw the ball up, wild shot. Ava comes down with it, left-handed pass deep. She has Claire. Claire lays it off the glass. No, Ellie gets the rebound, puts it up, and she draws a foul. Nice rebound by Ellie Demeray.
You see right there something that Ava Connolly does at an absolute elite level for high school, maybe even college, is that she can pass that ball up the court on a fast break. And what she's learned to do is really kind of modify her pass to kind of guide the player, make it soft in their hands. Claire wasn't able to finish, but a nice rebound and put back by Demeray.
And Demeray makes 1 of 2, and the Ponders take a 3-0 lead, 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So there's a hard trap there.
Well, Wilmington comes out of the trap with guns a-blazing, can't get the shot to go. Abby with a rebound.
Wilmington awful quick there. They seem to think they have an advantage going fast, and I'm not quite sure they do.
Ponders move the ball around the horn, looking for the shot, feeling out the defense a little bit.
So on offense, we look for the cut through and the pop out for the Spy Ponders. Somebody should be cutting through. There's your cut through.
4 left on the shot clock. 3. Claire forced to shoot it just short, and the ball will be out of bounds, and it will go the Wildcats' way.
No problem there for the Spy Ponders. That's phenomenal offense. They moved the ball side to side. They ran their offense. Weren't able to get a shot that they quite wanted, but you got to like the ball movement.
And Abby Ewan that time is whistled for the foul. Her first of the game, first for the Ponders. Wildcats have 2 fouls. And Wildcats coming to the front court with a 3-point deficit.
See if the Wildcats try to go inside or just kind of run their offense.
Shot from 3, just long. So far, the Wildcats haven't been able to find the net. That was Granara. Abby tees up a 3. Goes over the hoop and off of Demery and out of bounds.
Both players had time to square their shoulders, get their legs into their shot. They were good shots, just didn't fall. Back and forth we go.
Here's Granara. This time the Wildcats will pass up the shot, feed the ball underneath, and this time Caroline Anderson will score. 3-2 Ponders.
Anderson does a nice job in the post there. A little nifty post move, which was a dribble, squared her shoulders, finished at the cup.
Ponders taking their time on offense. 14 left on the shot clock.
Well, we got a little zone here, a little 1-2-2 zone, and we've seen the Spy Ponders do well against zones in the past.
And it looks like Annie Harris finds a spot in the zone, puts up the left-hander. No, but off number 5, that is Dana Goulet, and that'll be Ponders' ball. So shot clock, it looks like that did not touch the rim. There's 4 on the shot clock here. They'll have to get one up quick. See if they know what they do. Claire gets a shot. Oh, they let Claire have a good look at the basket. No, here come the Wildcats.
Excellent execution of out of bounds play. Got a point blank look, just couldn't get it to go down.
And Claire will get the rebound. Dribble to the front court, gets it to Connolly, wise decision. To Demery, Ponders will reset the offense.
So here's that zone again.
Connolly will take matters into her own hand, dribble drive off the back of the rim.
A little bit of contact there, not called. Here come the Spy Ponders back on defense. Last time they got burned a little bit by UCLA. Cut, they're going inside this time.
And that time Annie Harris will get called on Caroline Anderson. That'll be Harris's first, the second of the ball game for the Ponders, and the Wilmington Wildcats working the ball inside.
They're working the ball inside, but the big thing there was they allowed a player from off the ball to hit the boards when the initial inside pass to the inside player created a missed shot. So you got that's what we call a weak side box out. Box out's kind of a lost art in today's game of basketball, but that's certainly a place where it's effective and still needed.
So Anderson looks to give the Wildcats the lead. She does. 4-3 Wildcats, 4:28 to go in the first quarter as Anderson makes them both.
Here come the Wildcats with a little press of their own. This should be something that the Spy Ponders should be very familiar with because they run it themselves.
Connolly being aggressive with the ball. No, Abby comes out with it. Abby will tee up a three. And it will bounce around and find the bottom of the net, Abby Ewan.
Abby Ewan squared her shoulders. Way downtown, bang. Spy Ponders by 2.
6-4 Ponders, 3:57 to go in the corner. They find Anderson underneath. She will lay it up with her left hand and tie the ball game at 6.
Great job by Anderson collecting herself and finishing. And Annie Harris does the same thing on the other end. So back and forth we go.
8-6 Ponders, 3:38 in the first quarter.
Both teams doing a nice job breaking each other's press. I'm very impressed with Wilmington, the first club that's come in here and really not had trouble with this press.
Nice tip away by Claire. Wilmington recovers. 5 left on the shot clock, 3-2, they'll have to shoot. Number 2 shoots just long. Nice rebound by Annie Harris.
Great job by Harris getting position, 2 hands strong on the ball.
And that ball is knocked away out of bounds by Elizabeth Gordon. That'll be Ponders' ball.
You can feel the intensity and effort in this basketball game, that there's extra meaning beyond this contest, that this is a swing-type game.
Both teams came out a little cold tonight and perhaps a little tentative given the stakes of this game, but things have heated up on the last few possessions.
They sure have. Now Wilmington's back into that man-to-man defense. Look at the cut through and the pop out. There's the cut through.
And Ava throws it up, almost gets it to go. Carrie Ann Farina's in the ball game. She tosses it out to Ellie. No, and Anderson will come down with it.
Good shot by Ellie. Anytime you get an inside-out pass from three-point land and you're open, let it fly. She did. Squared her shoulder, didn't get it to go. But here's Connolly with a steal.
Connolly to Ellie. Ellie lays it up with her left hand. Ellie Demarie gives the Ponders a 10-6 lead.
Ellie Demarie collected herself, squared her shoulders, and finished at the cup. The Spy Ponders rolling right now. Another deflection.
And no call there? How could that not be a call? That was a call. That will be on number 3, Dana Goulet. And Goulet will be glad that she got whistled for that foul because Ellie was ahead of the defense.
She sure was, and Coach Jessica Robinson calls a timeout, tried to take a breath here. I said early on that Wilmington was doing an excellent job of breaking this press, but last couple of possessions, a few deflections, a couple of steals, a bucket at the hoop, and the Spy Ponders have kind of got momentum on their side.
And it's Spy Ponders 10, Wilmington 6, but really Caroline Anderson, number 14, has all 6 points for the Wilmington Wildcats. She's big. She's done it with her right hand and her left hand. It looks like Anderson will be someone that the Ponders will have to deal with.
She's big. She's skilled. Those are the two things that go together that make it a nightmare to play against. She's catching a ball inside, able to do something with it without creating a travel violation. Anytime you see that from a big player, you say, "Oh, this is someone with skill, and this is someone that's dangerous to my team." So she looks like a tremendous player and could be a problem for the Spy Ponders inside.
And the Ponders will have the ball on a 4-point lead, 2:15 to go in the first quarter.
And back to the zone they go for the Wildcats. See how the Spy Ponders handle it. We should look for good ball movement, hit those gaps.
It's like a 1-2-2 zone. Demery will have the shot. It's a 3, hits the back of the rim. And Wilmington comes down with it. That's number 23, Ducharme. Ducharme underneath, intercepted by Ellie. Ellie will dribble down, finds Claire behind the defense. Claire takes a step, lays it in with her left hand. Claire Ewan.
Claire Ewan collects herself 2 giant steps, finishes on the left side with her left hand and gets it done. And again, what we're seeing now, Wilmington does very well when within their offense, they try to get the ball inside. Anytime they go specifically inside to try to force it, Spy Ponders are ready with traps and double teams. So kind of a difference there. If Wilmington run their offense and get it inside naturally, they might have some success.
A lot of deflections tonight for the Spy Ponders, very active hands. That's been sort of their brand as Wilmington fires it up. And Annie Harris comes down with a rebound, is able to get it to Abby before hitting the deck.
Great job by Harris collecting the ball and then let it go without traveling.
And that was Farina, puts Wilmington in the popcorn machine. Nice shot, hits the back of the rim.
Stopping and popping, a good look for the Spy Ponders. They're getting what they want. This game right now is being controlled by the Spy Ponders on both ends of the floor. They got a 6-point lead to show for it. See if they can extend it.
10 on the shot clock, 9, 8. Wilmington will have to shoot, they do. Long, and that's Bresnahan with a rebound, no. Harris with a nice rebound. 40 seconds to go, 12-6 Ponders.
Harris doing a great job on the boards.
Blocked by Bresnahan, here comes Wilmington.
Back and forth we go.
36 seconds to play. They look to get the ball inside. Annie Harris tips it away. Ava comes out with it.
Right now, Annie Harris is taking over this ball game without scoring baskets. She's doing it by grabbing rebounds, deflecting balls, making steals, and passing without traveling, showing that scoring is not the only way that you can positively affect a basketball game.
21 on the shot clock, 22 on the game clock. Ponders 12-6. Looks like they'll look for the last shot in the quarter. And Wilmington will come up with a steal. Looks like they'll look for the last shot in the corner. They have 1 second to do it. 5 seconds, 4. From way downtown, no. Ellie with a rebound. And the first quarter will come to a close with the score. Arlington Spy Ponders 12. Wilmington Wildcats 6. And Coach Scott Zwick, what did you think of the first quarter?
I thought the first quarter was super sensational. Both teams played with high effort and energy, but what stood out to me was the Spy Ponders' ability to control the boards on both ends, especially Annie Harris. She put a stamp on this basketball game by grabbing the ball off the boards with 2 hands, being strong with it, not traveling, and then advancing the ball up court. Every time we see teams come in here with an advantage in size, by the end of the ball game we say who had the advantage of rebounds, and we're saying we don't know, or the Spy Ponders. If that continues again tonight, you see a 12-6 lead right now, things could go well for the Spy Ponders.
This is a game that's being played with some pace, and Coach Jessica Robinson's team has 13 girls on the roster, and the Arlington Spy Ponders have now 8 girls on the roster. How might, if at all, I know you have some views on this, Scott, how might that play into the game?
Well, it really depends on how deep that Coach Robinson goes. Some teams play 8, 9, 10 players. Spy Ponders have usually played 7, 8, sometimes 9. And so we'll see if depth comes into play, especially if the Spy Ponders get into foul trouble.
Spy Ponders moving the ball crisply, and Ava finds her shot just long. Carrie Ann with a rebound. To Ellie DeClaire, she'll shoot it from 20 off the front of the rim. Fight for the ball, and that'll be off Carrie Ann, and it will go the Wildcats' way.
And kind of like a broken record here all year long, the Spy Ponders have had good looks at the basket, can't get them to go. You got 2 more there, so they'll keep firing with confidence.
Here come the Wildcats, cut off at the base by Ellie. Ellie tips the ball, and Ellie will get called for the foul on Bella Granara. With the body. It looked like Granara was out of control at the baseline. The refs rewarded that with the foul.
I don't like any time an official rewards a foul for a player who appears to be out of control. And that time, Out of control. By out of control, I mean not in full control of their body, and she wasn't in full control of their body. Did she get bumped? Maybe. Tough call.
Oh, nice rebound by Wilmington. Can't convert, and the travel that time. That is Roach. It'll be Ponder's ball with a 12-6 lead, 7:13 to go in the first half.
Roach and Ava Connolly with superior effort there. Spy Ponder's being rewarded with the travel call because Ava Connolly went after the ball with vigor.
Ava Connolly from way downtown. Kaboom! 15-6 Spy Ponders.
Ava Connolly says if I can't get one to go from the line, I'm going to move out to the parking lot next to my car and fire one up from there. She does, gets it to go, and the Spy Ponders lead 15-6.
From your car, that was deep. That was an NBA three-pointer right there, folks.
Sure was. My car's way outside.
Ava has some range against Lexington. We saw her shoot one up before halftime and almost converted from 35.
She is most comfortable when nobody is near her, which has allowed her to practice and be most comfortable far away from the basket. We see it right there.
Nice defense by the Spy Ponders. Conley on the ball. Bellegrenard doesn't know what to do with it. She'll fire it up. And Claire somewhat dominating on the boards tonight. That has to be her 5th or 6th rebound. Claire Ewan. Here comes Ava.
Ava Connolly is the engine that drives this car. And anytime the Spy Ponders see Ava Connolly get one to go from deep, puts a pep in their step, says to themselves that our engine is revving right now, and we're going to all get behind it and ride.
Cross-court pass from Wilmington to the middle, tipped away by Carrie Ann. Abby has it to Connolly, to Demery, three-pointer, and she converts from 3. Ellie Demery finds the bottom of the net, 18-6 Spy Ponders.
The cup is open for the Spy Ponders as Connolly hits from deep, and then Demeray hits from deep, way downtown, bang for both. That engine is starting to rev, and here come the Spy Ponders pulling away 18-6.
Shooting a little bit contagious tonight. We're starting to see balls hit the bottom of the net in bunches.
I said earlier when I saw Claire make a basket from the free throw line that can sometimes pump a team going. But when I saw Ava Connolly hit that basket and I saw the body language of her teammates, the way it kind of pumped them up, there was a pep in their step. We saw 2 deflections after that. Then we saw a made basket. It kind of really dawned on me in the moment because she may not be the senior captain. She's a freshman. But the way she plays is kind of the engine that drives the team. And once that engine gets going, the team says, here we go behind. So that's more leadership by example, where you see Demeray is leadership by senior captain the traditional way.
3 Ponders have 3-pointers tonight. Demeray, Abigail Ewan, and Ava Connolly. It'll be 18-6 by Ponders, 6:01 to go in the half. And Ponders have 4 team fouls for the half. Wilmington 3.
And we see the Wilmington going back into their man-to-man. There's the cut through, which they're not ready for. A little pass, a little finish at the cup, and the Spy Ponders open up a 14-point lead.
And Claire tips it away. Claire is hustling tonight, playing hard. A little sister-sister act on one end. Claire finds Abby, and on this end, Claire taps the ball away.
Dynamic duo of Ewans and Amanda Mortaletti's jacked and pumping the sideline. Spy Ponders with a little pep in their step, a little bit of extra energy. There's a deflection. Here's Ava Connolly, the engine that roars.
And Ava Connolly can't get it to go, but she does draw the foul. That'll be on number 23, Ducharme, the 4th foul of the ball game for Wilmington. And Ava Connolly will go to the line for 2.
Ava Connolly has hit one from the outside. Now you see a deflection, strong take to the basket, and 2 freebies.
And Connolly rattles home the first. That's her 4th point of the ball game.
And that's really not an accurate shot for Ava, as we've seen her mostly swish her free throws. So for her, that's kind of a miss.
but she will get the point. She will get the second point as well, and the Ponders race out to a 21-6 lead with 5:31 to go in the half, double digits. So the Ponders reversing a trend of the last few games of coming out a little cold, and Ava Connolly will get some well-deserved rest, and that is Michelle Mahoney in the ball game.
See the Spy Ponders, they haven't slowed down their intensity and effort right now. Here comes a big trap near half court. Let's see how Wilmington handles the pressure.
And they almost throw the ball out of bounds. Could this be free in the key? Oh, they called that on. Could that be on Abby? Yep. That is, that's kind of a tough call. That is referee Kara Pember made that call. Mike Hogan is working with her this evening.
I kind of showed my bias towards the Spy Ponderland. That was a foul. I think it was. You just kind of wish that it wasn't called because the player's in the right place at the right time. Just like right there you see Carrie and Farina. Right place, right time, and there's a foul called the other way. Well officiated game.
Another deflection by Farina. The Wilmington is not taking care of the basketball quite well enough against these very active Spy Ponder hands.
I don't think they've anticipated the speed and dexterity of the Spy Ponders as the game has gone on, especially after the Spy Ponders kind of revved things up. They kind of get a pep in their step, and once that pep came, Wilmington didn't really adjust to it. And what they're not adjusting to is the cut through.
And Claire has her shot blocked that time by Ducharme. There is a scramble for it, and a foul will be called against Claire. Wow.
Wow is right. When that ball is loose on the floor, that is anybody's basketball, which means anybody's allowed to get their own space to get to it, and that is a very curious call.
22-6 by Ponders. So here comes Claire out with it. Claire will hold it up, give the ball over to Abby, and the Ponders will initiate the offense. Actually, Carrie Ann has one from 18, just wide.
Open shot for Carrie Ann, can't get it to go.
Wilmington hasn't scored in, it seems like, about 8-9 minutes.
Spy Ponders have done a good job protecting the rim and making this pass very hard.
Ducharme throws it up, no. That's Elizabeth Gordon fighting for the ball, and yet another whistle. What'll it be this time? Another foul is called, and that's called on Claire. That'll be her second.
It is, and Rob, you mentioned before the 8 players on the Spy Ponder roster. Me mentioned foul trouble, and really at 22-6, that's the only thing that can really get in this team's way moving forward. And we see Wilmington in 1-on-1.
Yeah. Seventh foul for the Spy Ponders in the half. So see if Wilmington can break the ice here. They haven't been on the board in a long time, and they don't convert the front end of the 1-on-1. Ava comes down with it. Francesco Perizzato in the ball game for the Ponders. That's Perizzato. Gives it to Abby to Ava. Ava will try to penetrate to Mahoney. Ponders with some crisp passing. 12 left to go on the shot clock. Ava will tee it up from way downtown, and she'll get another one to go. Swish, Ava Connolly.
Ava Connolly is taking over this basketball game. She gets a brief rest, about a minute, comes back into the game, sets up the offense, and then takes the shot way downtown. Bang.
25-6 Ponders. We had a 6-6 tie, and since that time it has been all Arlington. 3:30 to go in the half. It's Wilmington having trouble getting a shot off here. They take a wild shot from way downtown. Air ball, 5 left on the shot clock. That was number 2, Jenna Tavanese, feeling that she had to get it off to beat the shot clock. But now the Wildcats will have 4 seconds to try to get something going.
Wilmington coach Jessica Robinson doesn't like the number 6. She's seen it on the scoreboard for about 25 minutes of real time, about 8 or 9 minutes of game time. Now we see a shot clock violation where they can't get a shot to hit the rim, and right now Wilmington is struggling offensively.
And I tell you what, Scott, a shot clock violation is one of my most favorite things to see in a basketball game. That speaks to effort and a certain kind of, I want to say, almost domination, but not of a game, at least on a possession.
It's magnificent. It's beautiful. A coach sees it, knows everybody's dialed in. They're doing the right things. spot on, Rob. It's a good sign now and forever.
And Ellie throws it up with her left hand. Wildcats come down with it. They have 2:57 left in the half. We'll see if they can get off the 6-point mark here.
Ellie didn't square shoulders that time. Spy Ponders have opened a 25-6 lead, but they have taken some shots at the basket that were a little bit quick and contested. So everything's not perfect.
And that shot was not perfect by the Wildcats, and Ellie comes down with it. She is a little bit befuddled there, as are we. It looked like drew a little contact from Elizabeth Gordon, but her foot hit the line, and that'll be mercy call perhaps, but it'll be Wildcats ball.
Yeah, her foot did hit the line. The reason was because she was pushed to the line. So, all right, okay, play ball.
And Anderson will get back in the ball game. She will draw contact while shooting. I think there was no doubt about that one. And Anderson will now take a turn to break the 6-point mark.
And you gotta like your chances when nobody's guarding you. So here's nobody's gonna guard Anderson. She's gonna get a chance to break that ice.
And she does. Caroline Anderson with all 7 points for the Wilmington Wildcat will now take a turn to look for number 8.
Something to look for here. Anytime a team is stuck on a number and they get off, that's a big relief mentally to them. And a lot of times they can go on a little run after that. Spy Ponders better make sure they match their energy or at least keep it as high as it's been.
25-8 Spy Ponders as Abby throws it up with her left hand. Wilmington with a rebound. That is Dana Goulet handling the ball. Abby can't quite tip it away.
Spy Ponders have been a little bit quick with their shots the last couple possessions.
Carrie Ann steals the ball to Ava, and Ava will set up the offense.
So let's run your offense, get it side to side, look for the cut through and pop out.
Goulet with a rebound, and that will be off of Goulet's foot. That'll be Ponders' ball.
A little bit of serendipity for the Spy Ponders. Even though it was a wide open shot, I'm not quite sure that's exactly what Coach Amanda Mortellette wants when you're up 25-8 with 1:58 left in the first half. I think she'd like to see him work the ball side to side, get a few touches for all their players, maybe get one at the basket in the cut through.
So Annie Harris back in the ballgame for Francesco Parasato. And Parasato had a nice stint. She is a exchange student, we understand. Good to see her on the team and playing well, and that'll be Ponders' ball, side out of bounds. 25-8 lead for the Ponders, 1:48 left to go in the half.
Great to see Parasato playing well, and with the unfortunate injury for Diana Wicks, Parasato's going to have an opportunity to step up and make a contribution. So there was an opportunity. She played well, played hard, with conviction and purpose, and that's something Amanda Mortellette's really got to like to see.
Connolly pulls the ball back out. 7 left on the shot clock. Abby will have to take it. She dribbles base, does. No. Bresnahan with a rebound.
Much better offense there for the Spy Ponders. They got multiple touches, both sides, and a shot at the rim. That's just fine.
1:18 left to go in the half. 25-8 Ponders. Bresnahan at the high post. Finds Jenna Tavanese.
Tremendous help defense by the Spy Ponders, which means the players guarding someone on the other side of the ball are standing in the middle of the court.
3 seconds, 2 on the shot clock. Tavanese throws it up, doesn't hit the rim. That'll be another 30-second violation forced by the Spy Ponders.
Another 30-shot clock violation, and it's due to superior effort, energy, and execution by the Spy Ponders, which is allowing them to hold on his 25-point lead despite them going a little bit cold on the offensive end. And here we see flex offense.
25-8 Spy Ponders, 43 seconds left to go in the half.
Get shots at the elbows. There's one.
Just long for Demery. Caroline Anderson comes down with it, and Annie Harris will get whistled for the foul. I have that as her second foul.
So really, at 25-6, the only thing right now that I see the Spy Ponders having trouble with is foul trouble moving forward. So they'll be shooting on this end here. Don't want to give up any points with nobody guarding a player. Can't guard anybody shooting a free throw, obviously. So 2 shots will come here for Captain Caroline Anderson. And Wilmington could cut the lead possibly to 15.
Anderson gets the front end of the 1-1 to go. She has all 9 points for the Wildcats. Is rewarded with a second opportunity at the basket. 25-9 Ponders. 37 seconds left to go in the half.
A nice smooth stroke. Shoots just like a senior captain should. Buries them both.
That's her sixth free throw of the half. Ponders 25 on the shot clock, 31 on the game clock. Carry Ann to Ava. Ava will penetrate to the middle, throw it up with her left hand. No, that'll be off for Rena. And the last shot of the ball game will be taken, of the half, will be taken by the Wildcats.
It will, and the Spy Ponders have gone cold from the outside. We saw Wilmington stuck at 6, and now the Spy Ponders stuck at 25.
10 seconds left to go in the half. 6, 5. Oh, and the three-pointer is launched and hit by Jenna Tavanese, and that's a good way for the Wilmington Wildcats to end the half with the score. Arlington 25, Wilmington 13, and Scott, Coach Jessica Robinson has to be happy that that shot went down.
She has to be thrilled, and it has to be quite deflating for Coach Amanda Mortellette and her club. They play a phenomenal half of basketball on both ends, executing with poise and conviction. They got a couple of shot clock violations, and I'm not going to say that was a heave or a lucky shot, but the player was 2 or 3 feet beyond the three-point line. Caroline Anderson had made every basket they had up to that point. Bombs away from 3, hits one with a shot clock winding down. Ouch! So now you have to persevere.
Yeah, and so as we watch some, I'm going to label it Pee-wee basketball. We saw a nice shot go down on the court here at halftime, and the crowd certainly gave the Pee-wees, let's say, a nice welcome. Scott, 9 fouls for the Spy Ponders. Amanda Mortellette might be a little concerned about that here at halftime with kind of a short bench.
I think she should be concerned. I think it's one thing that one issue they have with such a short bench is that if they do get into foul trouble, that they're going to have to be very creative down the stretch of who plays when, who plays where, and what the matchups are. They certainly have the talent to overcome those kind of foul troubles, but it's going to really test the superior acumen and skill of Coach Amanda Mortellette and her staff.
Exactly, and assistant coach Mark Demery, who is the JV coach as well. And Mark makes a big contribution. The JV is doing well this year. So with that, that'll be at the end of the first half of play, and we'll see you back here for the second half in just a moment. And we are back for second half action. With the score, Arlington Spy Ponders 25, Wilmington Wildcats 13. And Scott, this is something I haven't seen before. Wilmington was not on the court when warming up, when the buzzer sounded. They hustled out from the locker room and are now ready to play just in the nick of time.
Very strange. They struggled from the outside. I guess Coach Jessica Robinson figured we don't need any more practice. We just need to talk about what's going to have to be done and get it done. Let's see if it works.
And here we go. Wildcats have the ball and a 12-point deficit.
So Spy Ponders come out in aggressive man-to-man, looking for steals and deflections.
Little more purpose this time for the Wildcats, and that was number 11. Bella Grenard, just like that, cuts it to 10 with a nice-looking 12-footer from the base.
So lots of momentum now for Wilmington. That's a bad call there. That was off of senior captain Abby Ewan. And the Spy Ponders right now have to really dig in and dig deep to fight this momentum.
5-point run here by Wilmington. This lead doesn't seem so big and insurmountable anymore. There's Ava Connolly for 3, and she just swishes it down, puts an end to this nonsense. 3 points, Ava Connolly.
Ava Connolly says if you're in trouble, you need a big basket, just give it to me and I'll pump one up and in, and that's just what she did, and here's the deflection.
That was the third three-pointer of the ball game for Ava Connolly, and that gives the Ponders a 28-15 lead, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Vroom, vroom. Ava Connolly, the engine that makes this car go. Once she gets one, it puts a pep in the step of her teammate. You see it right there. Everyone being guarded closely.
And the Wildcats seem intent to work on the inside. That time it does not work. Claire comes down with a rebound.
A little bit of force. Let's see if the Spy Ponders get some energy from Ava Connolly's make. They did last time, went on a huge run.
Abby to Claire. Claire underneath. Oh, from the underneath. Throws it up and in.
And Claire Ewan swishing and dishing. Inside, she goes up on one side. Here's a deflection. A steal by Ava Connolly. Vroom, vroom. Here we go.
Ellie passed up the three-pointer as the Ponders work it around the horn. All the way from west to east, and Connolly to the base. Puts it up. Does not get it to go, but does draw a contact. She'll get rewarded with a couple at the charity stripe.
Ava Connolly revs her engine, makes a three-pointer, a deflection on the other side, a magnificent shot by Claire Ewan at the basket. And now here's Ava going to the line after with a little bit of contact with two freebies. Obviously, she swishes the first one. Spy Ponders back in control.
So that is the sixth time that Connolly's seen the ball go in the net tonight, the seventh time as she hits the second, and that's probably the first time she's hit the rim. 32-15 Ponders.
So two more deflections. This is impressive.
And Annie Harris gets called with the travel in the backcourt.
I'll tell you, that's a travel. No one minds that travel. That's an effort travel, a hustle travel. Here they come sprinting back with a pep in their step, ready to play some defense with poise and conviction. Spy Ponders are ready to go right now, and they've been sparked by Ava Connolly.
And that time, Morgan Bresnahan draws contact. That will be against who for the
Harris.
Spy Ponders, that's Harris. That'll be her third foul. Harris has 3. Claire Ewan has 2. Mahoney, Farina, Ewan, Ellie all have 1.
So Harris has been a tower of power off the boards for the Spy Ponders. And here comes Carrie Ann Farina. She's tough, she's rough, she knows how to play, but she's got to really kind of step up here and make sure this team doesn't lose anything off the backboard with Annie Harris going to the bench with 3 fouls.
Bresnahan makes 1 out of 2, 32-16 Ponders, 5:50 to go in the third quarter.
Look for the cut through and the pop out. There's the cut through and here's the pop out.
Demery at the base will penetrate, and call will go against Bresnahan that time. That'll be I believe her second of the ball game.
Little ticky-tack foul there. These officials have kind of tightened up in the second half, so we're not going to put up with any nonsense of people touching each other. And so there we see 3 fouls in the first minute and change of the ball game. And Spy Ponders will have to work through it. Here's that little flare screen.
This time can't get it to go. Wilmington looks ahead to Tavanese, and the ball goes out of bounds. That'll go the Ponders' way.
It will go the Ponders' way. When Wilmington tries to play fast, they don't really have the attitude or acumen to do it the way the Spy Ponders do. When you see a turnover there by someone trying to make a move with the basketball before they're fully ready, and we have an offensive foul here, and I find that a tad offensive.
Well, that is Claire Ewan's third of the game. I guess Amanda Mortalette will find it offensive also, and Mortalette is raising her hands as if to say, what would I tell my player to do in that situation?
Player was trying to move in space to an open space. They called that a moving screen. It's something we've seen a couple times when we broadcast here the last couple of weeks. We both don't really fully understand it or agree with it.
And the Wildcats agree with that one. That is Anderson, and Anderson puts it in off the rebound. Makes it a 32-18 ball game. 4:50 left to go in the third quarter.
So you see the effect right there when you get some calls the players don't quite understand. They get very tentative inside. The Spy Ponders were tentative. They kind of put their hands up. They didn't look for a deflection or a steal, and a bucket for the Wildcats.
And Ellie penetrates all the way to the rim. No. Wildcats come out with it. They have numbers. under Tavanese. Tavanese throws it off the backboard, and we have a jump ball called.
Good effort there by Claire Ewan off the make on the fast break by the Wildcats. The Wildcats just do not have the skill to finish on the fast break, and that's fortunate for the Spy Ponders because they've given them a couple of chances there as players have not rotated back on defense.
Wildcats with a steal, and Goulet will go one-on-one. The foul will get called on Demery that time, and Goulet made the shot. And is that going to be a floor foul, or they're going to give her the bucket? That was a floor foul, Scott. I think they're going to give her the bucket.
Well, if they give her the bucket, that's astonishing, astounding, and incomprehensible because that player was in the process of picking up their dribble when she was fouled. I thought personally it was a charge. You can rewind your DVR or move back by tapping twice on your YouTube channel.
No,
there we go. Yeah,
orders restored.
Sure
Mike Hogan had a word with Kara Pember, and cooler heads prevailed. That's the right call.
Absolutely. That wasn't even close to an and one. That would have been controversially maybe even in the NBA.
So scratch 2 off for Goulet. That is the second foul of the ball game. Who's that on? Don't know. Rewind your YouTube and find out. It'll be a mystery for everybody. 32-18, 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Kara Pember, the official, is clearing things up at the scorer's table, and play will resume.
Yeah, so they're going to call that on Ellie Demarais. It's going to be her second.
Annie Harris got hit with the ball. She'll be okay. Conley will work the base. Kicked out of bound by Tavanese.
So I'll tell you, Amanda Mortillette's going to call a timeout here. I love this timeout by Coach Amanda Mortillette. In fact, of all the coaches that I've seen since I've been coaching and broadcasting, she's one of the best at using timeouts with purpose and conviction. And what she had right here is she has a game that's kind of not spiraling out of control from her team standpoint. It's getting ugly. There's whistles all over the place. Balls are on the floor. Game's getting a little chaotic in general. So she's going to call her team over and settle everybody down. We're okay. We're up 14. 32-18. We got a little bit of foul trouble. So we got to watch our hands. The officials are calling things tight, which means we got to move our feet and beat people to races. Everybody calm down, take a deep breath, and refocus. And that's what's going to happen here.
Great point. Great point, Scott. And it seems that the Ponders, when they've been successful on defense tonight, and that's been a lot, it's been with the deflections. It's been with their hands. The fouls have been whistled on body contact.
Yeah, the body contact, again, we're not winning those races, which means when someone's trying to get to one spot and the other team's trying to prevent them from getting there, you've got to beat them to that spot. And the Spy Ponders have lost some of those races, and when they do, they've created fouls.
Carrie Ann with her left hand into the lane, and she's whistled for the travel.
So we're not going to turn this into a referendum on the officiating, but that's a tough call there. I think the travel was called by a bump, but didn't move her feet, so on we move.
32-18 Ponders. Wildcats looking to cut the lead to 12, 3:44 to go in the third quarter.
Spy Ponders want to move their feet, beat them to races.
And nice little lob pass into Anderson, who lays it up and in at the rim.
So that's what they've been trying to do for a better part of a quarter and a half here. They failed, and then they went to the regular offense, but they got one to go over the top of a fronted post player. It worked. Let's see if they can do it again.
Ponders running the offense up 12, 32-20. 8 left on the shot clock. Ava will throw it up with her left hand. No, and then she'll get whistled for the foul on the rebound.
So that's a tough foul for Ava to collect there. That's what I call a frustration foul. She threw the ball up with her left hand. She knew it wasn't going in. She was aggressively going for the rebound, but she was out of position, and that created a foul. And thankfully, that's Ava Connolly's first foul, so we're okay there.
Anderson rescues a bad pass underneath to Goulet. Goulet can't make the layup. Rebound Wildcats. and Ava Conley comes down with it again.
So Wildcats tried to go inside. That time it wasn't successful.
Abby tees up a three off the front of the rim. Carrie Ann gets the rebound. Claire's going to take a turn. She throws it up just off the back of the rim. Here come the Wildcats. Chance to cut the lead to 10.
Wildcats moving fast. They haven't had success when they move fast.
And a three-point play that time goes kaboom. That's Ducharme. And that is now a 9-point lead for the Pawners, 32-23. Danger time for Arlington.
Ducharme way downtown bank. She squared her shoulders, followed through, and Wilmington is sniffing things here. They're feeling good about themselves, so the Spy Pawners have to match that with their own positive energy, their own positive purpose, and get good offense, work the ball both sides, and get good shots at the basket.
It's time for composure. It's not time to get caught up in the emotion of the opponent's run. And if past is prologue, that's something that the Pawners are going to be able to do.
They're well coached, they're well schooled, and the base of what they do is grounded in effort and execution. So they should be fine. They should not panic, but this is a big game, and we haven't seen so far how they're going to respond in a big game. And it's always good that when you have to respond, you're up 9.
Exactly. 2:09 left in the half. Carrie Ann will tee it up.
Zone defense here by Wilmington, and that just hasn't worked really all night long, and against the Spy Ponders all season long. They like to see zone defense. Players just get in the gaps. They're able to move the ball without pressure on them, so we'll see how they respond here.
Conley finds Claire. Claire dribbles into the hoop and lays it into the hoop. Claire Ewan for 2.
Claire Ewan says, forget about that fancy stuff from the outside. I'm going to dribble right at the basket, hit a point-blank layup, and put my team up 11.
And Goulet just drops the ball out of bounds, and just like that, the Pawners have the ball in an 11-point lead, 34-23, minute 47 to go in the third quarter.
That shot by Claire Ewan is what we'd call a high leverage shot. The team was kind of facing a little bit of adversity, and the bench player to make the shot would have a little bit of pressure behind it, and big shot for the freshman.
It's got a double-digit lead is very meaningful in basketball, and you have a team like Wilmington that cracks that mark and gets it to 9. And if you're the Pawners, you want to get it back into double digits as fast as you can. That's what Ewan did. As Ewan draws contact, we'll have a chance for 2 more.
Abby Ewan's superior effort and attitude is showing here. She's grabbing rebounds with vigor and authority and going up strong, and now she's being rewarded with 2 free throws. I love it.
So Claire makes the first. That's her 9th point of the ball game. And I gotta say, she's easily in double digits for rebounds. We don't keep rebounding stats, but she has to have at least 10.
At least 10. The effort's been there. She's making her free throws now with confidence. What we're seeing here is a freshman improving over the season, and that's super sensational.
And with Diana Wicks on the bench with the injury, this is exactly what this team needs, is the other freshmen to grow real fast, and that's what Claire's doing.
So a deflection there off the trap in the full court press.
Ducharme throws it up long. Annie Harris will come down with it to Ava.
Annie Harris has been a monster off the rebound. She comes back in with 3 fouls, less than a minute to go in the third, and collects a big rebound. Let's see if Claire can get something going here.
Claire's had the hot hand. She finds Ellie into Ava. Little scramble for the ball, steal by the Wildcats. Here they come. All the way to the rim, lays it up, but is fouled, and that'll be, will that be on Claire?
I believe it was on...
Or Ellie?
Ellie.
Let's hope it's on Ellie. If it is, that's her 3rd.
Yeah, it is. It's her 3rd. So, I mentioned early on with 8 players that the only thing that the only thing that would frighten me for the Spy Pawners site would be foul trouble. And now you have key members of the team. Now a senior captain with 3. So a little bit of white knuckle time here for those rooting for the Spy Pawners.
Granara misses, but the Wildcats get the rebound, down 12. 30 seconds left to go in the half. 33 seconds, excuse me.
It's a big defensive stand here for the Spy Ponders.
And the ball is trapped out front. Claire comes out with it. She goes to the floor. Ava goes to the floor. Everybody goes to the floor. And the Wildcats come out with it, but they're going to whistle Claire Ewan for her 4th foul of the ballgame. That is a tough one.
That is very unfortunate for the Spy Ponders. That's an effort and hustle foul, and really just got in a spot where she zigged when the other player zagged. She didn't mean to do it, but it's her 4th foul, and she's going to have to sit probably till about the 5-minute mark in this contest.
And going to work underneath, that's number 11, Bella Granara. Last shot of the quarter will be number 12, Roach, and a foul will be called on the rebound against the Ponders. 2.1 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Oh, no, that'll be against Granara. Ponders will have 2 seconds to try and get a shot off.
That was because Ava Connolly was hustling so hard for that defensive rebound that she got under the skin of the Wildcat player, who took 2 hands and kind of shoved her out of the way. And the official was right on the case, called the foul the other way. These officials have taken control of this ball game, making some calls maybe we don't like up here, but these are calls that are well thought out and keeping control of the game. They're sending a message to the players. Hey, we're not going to put up with physicality. We're not going to put up with players putting hands on other players, and it's up for the players to adjust to that. My only problem with officiating is when it's inconsistent. Okay, I may not agree with these officials' calls, but I believe they've been consistent. And when they're consistent, it means they're sending you a message, and the message is don't touch players.
Yeah. So at the end of the third quarter, we have the score: Arlington Spy Ponders 36 and the Wilmington Wildcats 24. And talking about the officiating, that's what I see, Scott. I see them kind of stumbling into a tight ball game. But needing to stay tight to be consistent, and I guess that's what's happened, and you'd rather see the consistency.
Absolutely, and you also want to see if the Spy Ponders can recognize that and adapt. That's one. It's a big piece of basketball. Are you listening to what the other team is telling you? Are you listening to what the officials are telling you? And that may be PhD level basketball, but that's part of what varsity basketball is all about.
So Wilmington has the ball down 12 entering the fourth quarter. Let's see what they can do. Underneath, can't convert, and that's Francesco Perizzato with a rebound. Here comes Ellie.
Perizzato with a huge rebound there on good post defense. Wilmington just has not had success when they try to force it inside.
Perizzato and Mahoney are in the ballgame. Annie Harris from the free throw line, just a little long. And fighting for the rebound is that's Perizzato, and she has 2 big rebounds, and that'll be Ponders' ball.
A spark from Perizzato off the bench. A couple of your captains are taking breathers right now. Perizzato's battling inside, and it's very effective.
Wilmington with the ball down 12, 36-24, 7:17 left to go in the ball game. They will be patient, work it around the horn, run their offense. That's Bella Granara with the ball. She likes to do a little work inside. She also likes the bunny hop and the pea patch, and she'll turn it over to the Spy Ponders.
The bunny pop and the pea patch was caused by superior defensive stance and effort that time by number 21, Michelle Mahoney, the super freshman, comes in and makes a contribution early. So Perizzato's making a contribution, Mahoney's making a contribution. Everyone in the roster contributed tonight.
Ponders working around the horn. Ellie for 3. Bounces around, doesn't fall. Harris with the ball.
Spy Ponders have gone cold from the outside, but their determination and execution on offense has been excellent. They've moved the ball side to side. They're running their offense the right way.
Abby into the lane. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. She'll have to put it up. She does, and she draws the foul. Abby Ewan will go to the line for 2.
Jessica Robinson, the coach of Wilmington, shakes her head and kind of says, oh, that hurts. And it does hurt because your defense had played well for the majority of the shot clock, but the offense had executed just as effectively, and it created a foul.
And they're going to call that a floor foul. That's the 6th of the half for Wilmington. Arlington also has 6 as Ava Connolly returns to the ball game. And she'll get a shot. She'll get a look at a 3. She's open. Oh, just off the front of the rim.
Right on line for Ava Connolly, that little flare screen.
Caroline Anderson, no. Abby gets the ball. She gets swarmed. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Elizabeth Gordon.
So when you're up 12 in the fourth quarter, the biggest thing you have to be with the basketball is strong with it. We saw right there Abby Ewan pulling the basketball strong. Maybe she got fouled, maybe she didn't. Would like to see her hold on to that ball instead of seeing it get knocked out of bounds.
Ava Connolly aggressively runs to the hoop. She throws up the runner, kisses it off the glass, gets it to go. Now has a shot at an old-fashioned three-point play.
Bing, bang, boom. Ava Connolly understands that the next foul on the Wilmington Wildcats is going to result in 2 free throws for her. She's a 90% free throw shooter. She attacks the basket with vigor, gets the contact, makes the basket, and gets 1 free throw instead of 2.
And Connolly's been money from the line tonight, and the Ponters have a 39-24 lead. 5:55 left to go in the game. And Anderson is fed with a long pass, and she answers 39-26.
A baseball pass is created. It creates a home run for Wilmington. They cut this gap to 13 as we come down to crunch time here.
And what's that whistle? We have a timeout called by Jessica Robinson. Wants to have a good possession here. 39-26. So the Ponters have a 13-point lead with 5:32 left to go in the ball game. And if the Wildcats are going to make a stand and try to win this game, now's the time where they need to make a push.
It is where they need to make a push, and I think what Jessica Robinson is going to talk about right here, they got a little home run pass there over the top, where they're able to convert a basket. They've struggled all game long to score when the game's been sped up. So this is quite a conundrum for Wilmington. What do we do? If we can't score when the game's sped up, how are we going to do it? My thought is bring the ball up as fast as you can, then rotate the ball all the way to the other side, where hopefully you're going to have an open look, and that's really the definition of what's called a secondary break. So if they've got any kind of secondary break, this is the time you want to use it if you're Wilmington.
And the Spy Ponters will try to disrupt the secondary break with their hands and their 1-2-2 full court press.
So the full court press here is going to be trapping over half court. Here comes your trap right there. And the secondary break would be right here.
Into Anderson. Anderson lays it up and in. 2 more points. That's the 18th point of the ball game. We have a 11-point lead, 39-28.
So both teams executing there, right there. Wilmington's execution was just a little bit better than the Spy Ponters, and we've got a ball game here. 5:07
left to go in the contest. Ponters will slow it down a little bit. Claire in the ball game with 4 fouls. Abby's underneath, wide open. Turned around, maybe a little too open. And here come the Wildcats.
Abby didn't look at the basket before she shot it. She kind of turned and shot.
3-point play, no. That was Tavanese who missed. Wildcats will recover.
Wildcats have a little pep in their step right now.
Tavanese will try it again off the front of the rim. Tavanese not shy, throwing up the shot, trying to hit a 5-run home run. Ponters say we'll take it. 39-28. Claire underneath. No. Gets her own rebound. Goes up again, and she draws contact. Claire rebound. Claire Ewan fighting for every inch.
Claire Ewan knows the inches we need to win this game are everywhere. She's working hard. Her superior effort and attitude inside has done the job all night long. If I had one criticism, though, for Claire right there, I would have liked to see her square her shoulders or attempt to square her shoulders on those rebounds. But for a super frosh like Claire coming in, I'll take superior effort and attitude any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
11th point of the ball game for Claire. That's her 5th free throw. She hits the first of two, and it is 40-28 Ponders. 4:23 left to go in the ball game.
You can always know when Claire Ewan's feeling confident with her stroke is when she's at the free throw line burying shots. Right there, she didn't even hit the rim.
41-28 Ponders. 4:20 left to go in the ball game. Tavanese finds Goulet underneath to Caroline, and that time Annie Harris will get whistled for the foul on Anderson. Anderson with 18 points tonight. Harris trying to be physical, which has been successful, but this time it draws 2 fouls for Anderson.
And the 4th foul on Harris, so we'll see what Coach Amanda Mortalette's going to do right here. 4:12 left. You could stick with her, knowing that Parasato has played strong all game. Looks like she's going to stay with Harris, who's been a tower of power off the boards, and Wilmington with a free throw to cut it to 11.
And Anderson does just that. 41-30, 4:12 left to go in the ballgame.
So the Spy Ponders here need to respond with strong offense, be strong with the basketball, work the ball both sides, look for the cut through and the pop out. There's the cut through.
Nice execution that time by the Ponders. Conley can't make the shot. That'll be Wildcat ball, but that was a good, nice-looking play.
The operation was a success. Unfortunately, the patient died. They weren't able to get a deuce from Ava Connolly, but more of the same down the stretch, and you'll be just fine. Look for the trap over half court.
3 players trapped Tavanese that time. Still the ball goes into Anderson. She wheels. Nice little follow-away, 12-footer from Anderson. Her 22nd point of the ball game. 41-32. Wilmington back under 10. 3:35 left to go in the first half, and the Ponders called for a carry.
Okay, so that is the official really kind of misunderstood which line was which. Yeah, there it is. Oh, she's going to call a timeout. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe I saw something I didn't see. That wasn't even close to a backcourt, but so at 9, with the lead cut to 9 now, and Caroline Anderson really feeling good down low. It's a little bit of danger time for the Spy Ponders, but it's not panic time, okay? We saw Anderson hit that shot down low. She looked confident. She looked ready to go. But my thought process is, okay, we saw you do it maybe twice this game from point blank inside after you run your offense. See if you can do it 3, 4, 5 times over double teams, because they're going to be doubling her down low without the basketball, and they've done a good job of it. For Wilmington, I think they feel confident now, as long as they can break that pressure, that if they do get it down low to Anderson, they can have some success.
So both teams are in the bonus. Spy Ponder with 7 fouls, Wilmington with 8 fouls. It is 41-32 Spy Ponders, 3:35 left to go in the ball game. It is Wilmington ball. They'll have a chance to cut the lead to 7 or 6 with a triple. Make it a 2-possession game. Tavanese with the ball.
So they want to front Anderson down low with help from behind. Make it hard for her even to touch the basketball.
Underneath goes Ducharme. No. Ava tries to kick it away, kicks it to the Wildcat player who sends it into the backcourt. Tavanese will touch it, and that'll be Spy Ponders' ball. I think the Spy Ponders dodged a bullet that time.
A little bit of serendipity for the Spy Ponders. Ava Connolly made a rare mistake that she ever makes in a basketball game. Instead of going with 2 hands, she went with 1. Ball fell out of her hands, and the Spy Ponders get the ball, and they need to run strong offense.
41-32 Ponders. Abby to the base, kicks it out to Emmy. She will shoot a 3 off the front of the rim, and Ducharme comes down with it.
The dagger 3, which is the corner off an offside baseline pass, wasn't quite there. That's a charge.
And Anderson will send it home. 41-34, 2:40 left to go.
So the Spy Ponders are going to have to hang on here by being strong with the basketball. You might want to call a timeout here if you can't get it over half court. They do, though. Run your offense.
Conley with the ball and a 7-point lead. 2:26. Claire penetrates. Oh, and that's a block by Ducharme, but they whistled her for a foul.
They did whistle her for a foul. I thought it might have been a clean block. I thought this might have been a charge on the other end. But Claire will be rewarded with a couple of freebies, and she's been very confident there tonight.
Claire has hit 6 freebies tonight from the charity stripe. These are big ones. And Claire converts. Ice in her veins. Claire Ewan, 42-34. Ponders, 2:24 to left to go in the game.
Players shoot better when in the back of their mind they think they've earned these free throws, and her effort tonight has certainly earned them.
And she doesn't make the second 8-point lead. Here comes Wilmington.
Stop dribble drives, double team inside on Anderson.
Anderson once again gets the ball underneath, and she lays it up and in. 6-point lead for the Ponders, 2:11 left to go.
Anderson is very deep now in the offense. She's not letting that double team come before, so the Spy Ponders are going to have to live with that or find another way to defend her.
42-36, 157.
Running their offense now. Don't be afraid to shoot the ball if you're open.
And
timeout, I would get.
7 left to go on the shot clock. 6, 5. Somebody's going to have to shoot it. Oh, and a foul is called against Tavernese, and the Ponders get bailed out. Ellie was losing control of the ball, and Tavernese comes from behind and hacks her arm, and Ellie will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
She will go to the line, and that is a foul. You can't be swiping down and hitting some player's arm, especially if it's the hand they're dribbling with. So this is a well-earned 2 shots.
Oh, that was the 10th foul. I had foul dyslexia there, so Ellie will go to the line for 2. She'll have 1 more to go. It's 1:43 left to go in the ball game, and the Ponders are up 42-36. Scott, this is nervous time.
This is white knuckle time, but this, you know what this is also? This is game time. This is winning time. This is the time where us up here, because we're not playing in the game, when we did play, we stunk at it. We would get nervous. Our knees would be knocking. We're scared. But if you're a quality player and you have aspirations of being an excellent player, you love this time. You crave this time. You want to excel in this time, because this is crunch time where the better players show themselves. And certainly Caroline Anderson has showed herself as a tremendous player. She's a handful down low. I challenged Coach Jessica Robinson and her club to throw that ball over the top time and time again, and it took a while, but they've met that challenge.
They certainly have. Anderson has 24 points. She's coming up big. That's 24 of the 36 for the Wildcats, and getting her the ball has been the key. With 1:43 left to go in the game, they've got plenty of time in a 2 or 3 possession ball game to get the ball to her 3 or 4 more times. So this is an important free throw for Ellie.
Well, look for the Spy Ponders to try to create a deflection or a steal before the ball gets down to her.
And Ellie rattled it home. 7-point lead for the Ponders.
2 players guarding her right now. They're in the zone. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Anderson gets her 26 points, 43-38, 1:29 to go. Ponders handle the press. That's Ellie. To Abby. Underneath is Annie Harris, and the ball goes out of bounds off Harris' hands, and the Wildcats have the ball. Down 5, 1:22 to go, and they're going to go right to Anderson.
So we'll see what we got for a defense here. It's a zone-type defense.
Ponders are putting 3 players on Anderson, forcing them to go to Goulet, and a foul is called that time, so Goulet will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
So Goulet is at the 1-and-1. They're double-teaming Anderson, so Goulet will shoot instead of Anderson. Problem is nobody's guarding her, and with 1:13, she could conceivably cut it to 5.
43-38. See what Goulet can do here. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good.
That signals to me that all the momentum right now is on the Wilmington side. The Spy Ponders have to be strong with the basketball and understand that if you're going to get pressed on and you have an open look at the basket, you have to shoot that ball.
Nice rebound by Annie Harris. Important rebound for Harris. Ellie with the ball to Ava. To Ellie. They got to get it across court.
Got to get to the middle. Someone's got to get to the middle.
They get it to Ellie. She gets it over half court to Claire. Claire has numbers. Finds Annie. Annie can't convert. 51 seconds left. 4-point lead for the Ponders. Ducharme with the ball.
Excellent execution by the Spy Ponders. Let's see if they can get it inside to Anderson. They'll try a 3.
Tavernese can't convert the three. There's Goulet. Goulet, no. That was Gordon with the rebound. Ava comes down with it, looks ahead to Abby, who pulls it out. 31 seconds left to go in the game. And a foul will be called against Tavernese. Wild action here, but the Ponders stay safe.
The Spy Ponders survive 2 open looks from the outside. Finally, they get the ball in the hands of Ava Connolly, who throws it up to senior captain Claire Ewan, who says, everybody just settle down here. I'm going to shoot a couple of free throws.
43-39, what is it?
5 fouls.
28.5 seconds on the clock. That's 5 fouls on Jenna Tavernese. And Abby will take a turn. Abby has 5 tonight. Hasn't made a free throw, but now she has. Big point there from Abby.
Big point, so it's a 2-possession game either way. But if she makes this, you got to think that Wilmington is going to be thinking they're going to need a 3-pointer.
And Abby does make the second. And the Ponders run out to a 7-point lead, 28 seconds to go. Wildcats in the hurry up, and they will call a timeout. So 45-39, 25 seconds left. Scott, your coach Jessica Robinson, what are you talking about at this timeout?
Well, what I'm talking about is I'm going to come up to the booth and ask Rob Anthony if he understands the difference between 6 and 7, and understand that if I'm down 7, the scoreboard's wrong, and if I'm down 6, I need a 3-pointer probably once, or I could go for a quick 2 and then another timeout, but probably a 3. If I'm the Spy Ponders, I'm going to stay in that defense there, double team Caroline Anderson, and kind of make them shoot threes from the outside.
I think it is. Let's go with the scoreboard. It says 45-39. I thought it was 7. It is 6.
It is 6, maybe 7 for all I know. As you know, I'm a scoreboard guy, but I've been burned for it before in a few broadcasts, so we can never be totally sure.
I'm looking through the stanchion there, and I sometimes don't get the clock or the guest score.
There you go. Rob Anthony with the...
And the offensive rebound, Caroline Anderson fights for the ball. She comes over the top. And somebody is going to get whistled for the foul there. 14.7 seconds to go. That'll be Ellie Demery. That'll be her 4th. And Caroline Anderson will go to the line.
You know, you can't really. I don't hate that as a Spy Ponders. Amanda Moret doesn't hate that. Burn some time off the clock. She's got to make these free throws. It's a 1-and-1. She's been dynamite all night, super sensational, so she's probably going to. Now, the Spy Ponders have to understand 2 things. 1, be strong with the ball. 2, if you get in trouble, start screaming the 2 words, time out.
And Anderson hits them both, and it's 45-41 Spy Ponders with 14.7 seconds, and there's the timeout you want to coach.
So the timeout here allows both teams to set the stage for themselves. If you're Wilmington with 14 seconds left, I don't know if you really have time to start trapping and looking for a steal. Certainly you want to deny the inbound pass, hope you can get one with no time running off the clock. But if this ball's inbounded, you're going to have to foul and put the Spy Ponders on the line and shoot 2 shots. If I'm the Spy Ponders, I'm trying any way I possibly can to get the ball to Ava Connolly. But the bottom line is I want to get the ball into anyone, and whoever has it, hold that ball like it's gold. Be strong with the basketball.
So the Wilmington has 10 fouls, so the Ponders are in the double bonus. Any foul at all will send them to the line for 2. Looks like the Wildcats are going to come out and press the ball. See if they try to foul early or go for the steal.
See if they can get Ava Connolly the basketball.
Connolly will run around the top. She does get the basketball.
They don't want to foul her because they're running out of time.
And they foul Claire Ewan instead, who has been simply money for from the line tonight. She's made 7 free throws on the evening. She'll go to the line 45-41. with 8.5 seconds left to go on the clock.
You know, you kind of wonder if Wilmington didn't wait too long. Once Ava Connolly got and began dribbling, they really should have fouled her. Claire Ewan's been dynamite from the line. I know you don't want to put Ava Connolly on the line, but there comes a time when you say, if we're going to win this game, we got to foul. Didn't get a foul there. It's going to be very tough for Wilmington to win the game now.
And Claire Ewan putting on a free throw shooting clinic from the line. 5 seconds left, 47-41. Oh, and Bella Granara hits a long three as time expires. Granara with a desperation three, but it was too little too late. With the final score, Arlington Spy Ponders 47 and the Wilmington Wildcats 44.
Unbelievable second half. The energy and effort by both teams was outstanding. This was a high leverage game. The 4-6 Spy Ponders squaring off against the 7-4 Wilmington Wildcats. Spy Ponders, without their super sensational freshman Ava Wicks, rallied together to get the win, sparked by Annie Harris, getting contributions off the bench from Carrie Ann Farina. We saw Michelle Mahoney contribute. We saw Parasato contribute. So this was a true team win for the Spy Ponders that they desperately needed.
Absolutely, and real balanced scoring. I'll mention the scores. Ellie Demery with 7, Abby Ewan with 7, Ava Connolly with 14, and Claire Ewan with 15. And on the other side of the ledger, Caroline Anderson with 28 points did damage for the Wildcats. And so the Ponders record will go to 5-7, and they chase the big number 10, which would put them into the playoffs. This was a game they sorely needed, and Coach, they got it.
They got it. They sure did get it. They're ready to go. They got a big game here on Sunday. Then they go at Burlington, then at Reading. So all systems go for the Spy Ponders in a game that they desperately needed if they wanted to keep their tournament hopes alive. They played like a tournament team tonight. They executed like a tournament team tonight. And everything should be firing on all cylinders, both in practice and in games moving forward.
So let's talk player of the game, Coach. Who you got for the Wilmington Wildcats?
Gee.
Well, we're all holding our breath here.
Hold our breath with anticipation on who I might choose for the Wilmington Wildcats.
Let's see.
I think it's either going to be number 14, Caroline Anderson, but it might also be number 14, Caroline Anderson. So, stealing one of your jokes, I'm going to go with number 14, Caroline Anderson.
Theft. I call theft. So that was not a controversial choice, and if you watch the game, you know exactly why. And on the Spy Ponders, I'm going to call for the player of the game, Claire Ewan. And what can you say about Claire Ewan's play today? The freshman really stepped up big. She was high scorer for the Ponders with 15, but even more impressive was the fact that she did it at the free throw line. She made 8 big free throws and was well into double digits for the rebound. And I think it was kind of her effort and her intensity, and especially at key moments of the ball game, that really led the way for the Spy Ponders. Claire Ewan with the player of the game.
Absolutely, Claire Ewan. She was dynamic. She was super and sensational for a freshman to come through in a big high leverage game like this. It's almost remarkable. So I'm going to go with the Bing Bang Boom Award. I'm going to give it to a couple of players that I thought were I'm going to give it to a couple players. I'm going to actually give dual Bing Bang Award for 2 Spy Ponders that really stepped up with the absence of Ava Wicks. And I just thought Francesca Parasato and Annie Harris kind of filled that void, making hustle plays, grabbing rebounds, doing what they're supposed to on the defensive end and being strong with the basketball. They're my Bing Bang Boom Award winners.
Fantastic. And so there we have it, folks. And stay tuned, please, for the post-game show. And we had a lot of fun tonight. We always have a lot of fun here at ACMi TV. We want to thank our sports producer, Alex Van Thong, for making it happen. And Max DeLuca came out tonight from Emerson College and was our technical director and worked the camera. And we thank Max for the fine job that he always does. And if you want to be a volunteer and learn about sports and learn about media production, come on by to say hi. Find us on Twitter at ACMi, or simply stop by the booth or stop by the studio to say hi and register your interest. ACMi, where the community covers Arlington sports. And that'll be it for the Bird's Nest. Once again, stay tuned for the post-game show with the final score: Arlington Spy Ponders 47, Wilmington Wildcats 44.
Going live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to the post-game show. My name is Scott Zwick. I'm here with super sensational Francesca Parasato. And Francesca, great game. Tell us a little bit about your defense, especially in the second half.
I think the team had a really good defense. I rebounded and I tried to do my best, and all the team, it was a really good team effort, and we all helped get to the help line and did what we had to do. And I think we got a lot of steals, and that was really good.
You got a lot of steals, and this was a big win. Tell us a little bit about what practice has been like recently.
We practiced hard. Yesterday, I think we had a really good practice. We're just 8 practicing now, so it's kind of hard. But we really work hard, and I think we saw the results today, which was pretty good for us to see the results of our work.
Absolutely. The results really showed. You had a super sensational game. You should be very proud. And you got the Big Bang Boom Award. And awesome job, and good luck moving forward, okay?
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
Hi. Welcome to the 19th program in the Art in Arlington series.
FoodLink serves people in need in Arlington and the surrounding communities. We partner with 12 local grocery and prepared food stores
edX launched their MicroMasters program as an opportunity for students around the world.
Again, this is Nicole Review. I'm your host, Nicole Samako, and we going to talk to Ashley.
And then you will run to the devil himself from the sight of a gun.
Down, down, blue and brown, the leaves are falling to the ground.
The Schwams specialized in here starting back in the 1860s. A customer comes in, tells us what he or she wants.
Welcome to this episode of Songs of Hope and Tolerance.
Start hell with $1 dollar. Camel with a man and I want me another.
Hi, I'm Susan Karp, the Executive Director of the Arlington Council on Aging. We're located in Arlington, Massachusetts.
And welcome to A Books Review. I'm your host, Alistair Book.
And we're back. We're here with freshman Ava Connolly. And Ava, that was a tight game, but you were able to make some key baskets. Talk to me about your offense in the second half.
The second half, it was a little bit slower, but moving around the arc, but we ended up getting some shots off, which was good to stay up.
So you did get some shots off, but down the end it got very tight and very intense. Tell me about it, what it was like to play in that kind of intensity in a varsity basketball game.
It was really intense. The energy was up. It was good. I liked the energy, but they were pressuring me and a lot. But I just tried to stay calm, stick with the plan.
And you stuck with the plan. The plan certainly worked as you came away with a big win. So congratulations on the big win and good luck moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Arlington Public News. I'm Brenda Mahoney.
And I'm Paul Werlin. Thanks for joining us here at the historic Jefferson Cutter House in Arlington Center.
Everybody in town is looking forward to the upcoming solar eclipse later this month.
What kids find fun means a lot of work for those who have to clean up.
What makes this camp special is the time kids spend with the police and fire departments.
A group of 26 Japanese exchange students filled the studio and control room here at ACMi.
Pasquale went in the goal. The Ponders have scored, they've won.
Out of the changes, the Hawk Light is the most confusing to Arlingtonians. After spending the morning with the Arlington Fire Department, I'll make sure to thank the firefighters I come across next for the constant work they put in to keep us all safe.
All four projects also encourage pedestrians and cyclists to think about pathways and what they mean.
Students are invited to take yarn, wrap it around any of the poles that they identify with.
As you can see, Arlington Public News is right in the heart of your community.
And we're back. We're here with another super sensational freshman, Claire Ewan. And Claire, tell us a little bit about tonight with the extra effort on the boards and getting to the line.
Yeah, in practice, we've been doing a lot of extra rebounding, making sure that we box out the big girls and kind of just jumping up to make sure that we get the rebound and, yeah, just making sure that we're aggressive on the boards.
So Anderson was a very tough player to play against tonight. Tell us a little bit about what it was like going against a player of that skill.
Yeah, you know, we prepared a lot for her, and we were kind of trying to put a lot of pressure on her so that she wouldn't be able to make a ton of baskets or get the ball too much. And it was really tough. She's a really good player, but, you know, in the end, it worked out well.
In the end, it did work out because you got a big W. So congratulations to you and your team, and we'll hope to talk to you soon moving forward. We'll be back right after this.
Rob Anthony here with Coach Amanda Mortellette. And Coach, thanks for joining us. And I tell you can exhale now. Tight fourth quarter, nice game. Tell us about the game as you saw it.
Yeah, I think the girls just really fought hard. You know, I think that was the key factor in the game, that they just kept fighting. Definitely a little too close for comfort there at the end. You know, we played well the whole game, really. You know, I was really happy with our effort. I think in the first half, you know, the press hurt them a little bit. Second half, obviously, they're big, just hurt us, and we're not very big, but I thought we kept fighting as best we could. So.
Well, let's talk about Anderson. You guys had a little bit of foul trouble there at the end, and she was doing a lot of damage in the fourth quarter. And everybody in the building knew they were going to her underneath. What was your strategy down the stretch against Anderson?
Yeah, so I mean, going into the game, we knew what kind of a player she was. You know, she's a very good player. We don't face many post players that are that good and that big, that tall. And so really, we just wanted to double her, be on the front side, back side every time she caught the ball. There were a couple times, you know, I thought we were just a second too late and she scored. I mean, there were some really nice lob passes into her, and she finishes really well underneath.
And Diana Wicks had the injury, and we all feel bad about that. You went deep into your bench. You got contributions from everybody. Talk about how you used the bench tonight to your advantage in such a tight ball game.
Yeah. Well, firstly, obviously, we're all upset about Diana. She was the number one cheerleader on the bench tonight, though, so that's really, you know, that speaks a lot about her. I think, you know, we've had those players all year long. It's just, you know, Michelle hasn't played a ton of minutes. She's young, so she's new to the program, but I thought she gave us a lot of solid minutes. Francesca really stepped up. Again, she's new this year as well, and she's such a hard worker in practice, and so it's just kind of translating that into games, and I really thought she did that tonight.
Good to see. And so you got your fifth win. You have a few big games coming up, still racing for that 10-win mark. Talk about the road ahead.
Yeah, so we just try to take it one game at a time. You know, quick turnaround for us. We have Methuen on Sunday, who we lost to earlier very close game, and then starts the second half of our season against Middlesex League teams, a lot of teams who I thought we had a good chance against the first time around, and so I think now we're a little bit more composed. We know what to do in late game situations, things like that, and so I think just taking it one day at a time, staying healthy for us is important with our 8 players.
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you so much. Congratulations, Coach, on a big win, and good luck on Sunday. And so that'll close us out here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. For my partner, Scott Zwick, I'm Rob Anthony with the final score, Arlington Spy Ponders 47, Wilmington Wildcats 44.